All right, so today we're gonna be talking about neutral spine or neutral lumbar spine, what we mean by that, and also how to achieve neutral lumbar spine and then how to challenge it, okay? So here's a little model, and I'm just showing here what it means by that neutral spine. So in the low back part of the spine, the lumbar spine, this is the part we're talking about. So it's to achieve it, what I tell my patients is to go into extreme rotations both ways. So what I mean by that is this rotation and that rotation, okay? So we're gonna demonstrate this later, but just showing this model. So what you do is you go into what we call extension of the lumbar spine, and then hyper flexion of the lumbar spine. And then I want you to find right in the middle of that, okay? And that's neutral lumbar spine, all right? And neutral is functional. It's a functional position of our low back that it likes to be in. And now what I'm gonna do is just show you some different ways to challenge that. All right, so here Christina, our lovely model, is gonna demonstrate us what we mean by neutral spine, finding that. So like I said, with the bending of that low back, what we're gonna do is Christina's gonna find that first. So go ahead and go into that nice big flexion and then go into extension. So she's gonna rotate her pelvis to extremes both ways. And we're gonna find right in the middle of that, okay? Now, really important part is the bracing part, right? So we like to go by a phrase, neutral, brace, breathe. So find neutral spine first, right? And then we're gonna brace. And so something we like to tell our patients is bracing like someone's about to like punch you in the stomach, okay? And so that bracing action that you have, that's kind of what we're talking about, okay? And so when you're bracing though, it's 360 degrees around the waist, okay? So it's in the front, it's in the sides, it's in the back, right? So Christina, if you can put your hands just on your sides and go ahead and brace for me. And when you're bracing and you're feeling the sides and the front, you're gonna feel resistance, right? That's when you know you've got it. And then the most important part about this is the breathing part, right? So we find the neutral spine, bracing, and then I'm gonna make sure that you're breathing. If you're not breathing, then you're not really doing it correctly, right? Now what we're gonna do is show ways to challenge that, right? Because that's the best way, in our opinion, to strengthen the core is challenging that neutral lumbar spine. So first thing we're gonna do is different variations of the dead bug. Okay, so first one, go and bend your knees, bring them up, or just there, arms straight above. So this is kind of like the beginner exercise for the dead bug. All she's gonna do is continue to brace, and then just slowly lower one arm at a time. That arm stays there, there you go, back up. And as you see, when the arm goes further away from her center of gravity, it's gonna be harder to hold that position. Then the next step you could do is incorporating the legs, okay? So legs come up, right? And so then you use the opposite arm and leg exercise, so go for it. Nice. And she's again maintaining that neutral spine there. And one thing I want to note is sometimes we talked about like pushing your low back into the table. That's an okay cue, but the only thing is with that is you end up kind of flattening the low back. We don't want that. We want, again, that neutral spine, right? So we don't want that flattening of the low back. We want just to maintain that good lordotic curve of the lumbar spine. Okay, so next way you can challenge that is by using weights. So you can put some ankle weights here, here, good. And then grab some kind of light dumbbells. And do the same movement, opposite arm, leg. Nice and slow, make sure you're breathing, bracing. Good, perfect, back up. One more time the other side, just demonstrate that. Good. Okay, so the last variation we're gonna show the dead bug is adding a lateral resistance with a band. So go ahead and get set up, Christina, perfect. All right, so make sure again you're bracing before you extend the arms out. Good. And so that band's trying to pull her that way, but she's resisting that. And then she'll slowly lower one leg at a time. Good, perfect. Nice, good. Awesome. And then take a break. And if that is too easy for you, then I don't really know what to tell you. No, I'm just kidding. But with all these exercises, do about 3 to 4 sets. And you want to do lower reps, a rep count like 5 reps each side, and hold each one though, or really make sure that the reps are really nice and slow, holding each one for like 5 seconds.